Hey everyone, welcome to Teo TV. I'm Mateo, obviously. Super excited for this video. We're going to be reviewing Flux Footwear. I'm going to leave my review at the very end, but I'm going to go through both of these individually. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. We're going to be dropping a lot more content, a lot more reviews, a lot of people that we're partnering with. If you follow our business page at Life Without Fear Chiropractic, you all know that I'm a chiropractor and I'm very obsessed with health in general, but also very obsessed with different product lines as well as nutrition and things that can really help people be healthier and easy options to get healthier. One of the things I see destroying lots of spines are our shoes. So that's why there's specific shoe brands that I look to partner with that are going to be good not only for our feet, our knees, our hips, all the way up to our low back and mid back. Shoes that are something that's easy to do. I always tell people bad news is you got to get rid of your old shoes. Good news is you get to go shoe shopping. So I'll leave that review at the very end here. I'm going to dive right into this and go right into the Flux runners. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the Adapt trainers because those are a little bit different for me. And these are the Adapt runners. So again, if you saw my thumbnail, you're going to see that I've been in these about a month now. And so first thing that you can see is it's a zero drop shoe. So just a little bit about me, I transitioned to barefoot shoes. One of the things that I found very hard with that is being on concrete. When I'm in the practice going on concrete all day, my feet, my low back, really start to hurt because we're also not designed to be on concrete. Those barefoot shoes are meant to be on the earth or the ground. And so finding a solution that I could wear during my work days or if I run on concrete or surfaces that are not the earth or out in nature. So this is my solution. I found this. They came out with the biggest thing that I like about this, the Adapt runner, is you can see the wide toe box. That's huge for me. I always explain to people, there we go, got out of the camera. Biggest thing for me, I always explain to people, you wouldn't squat with your knees touching, right? Why is that? Because your body needs to spread out those feet for more stability. Same thing with our toes when we're running. That's probably why you feel sore, different muscles work when you run on the beach, right? Is because our bodies have been, or our feet have been underdeveloped based on the common shoe brands that we wear like Nike or Adidas because they slant down like this. They have a, right? The first thing that they did is they lifted the heel. Second thing that you're seeing now as a trend, they did arch support, but actually if you start to develop your tendons and ligaments in your feet, it'll actually pull up the arch. That's why I went to barefoot shoes. And then the next thing that they're doing is they're adding a ton of cushion all on the bottom of the shoes, right? And it just keeps making more and more problems. So I would love to see the data. This is my little tangent. I'd love to see the data on how many foot surgeries, knee problems and surgeries, medications, hip surgeries, and low back surgeries are being caused actually by the shoes that we wear. So partially of why I switched to these. This is the first runner I've actually bought that's what's called a zero drop. So a zero drop means that it's going to be level, basically front to back, where it's not slanting into the toe. And I know you can see that the front's a little thin. I'm going to get into this a little bit later of why that still makes this a zero drop. And then barefoot is where there's like this thin layer between you and the ground. And so those are the difference. So I always recommend if you're going to transition to go to a zero drop and then go down to barefoot. Barefoot's more designed to be out on earth. These are going to be more designed to be on concrete, which is what a zero drop's designed for. So again, getting back to the runner, love the wide toe box. I'm going to get this down eventually, y'all. Hang with me. Wide toe box, that's the first thing. It's going to allow those big toes, that big toe to spread out from the rest. It's going to give us more traction, more spring off that foot. The other thing that I like, I'm going to show you the bottom. I love the sole. It's got enough cushion to run on concrete, very comfortable. And then I like the way the sole is pushing towards that big toe for us to get that spring off when we run. Speaking of the springing off, I'm going to talk to that next. When you put them on, if you're transitioning to these shoes and you haven't worn zero drops before, for me it was a little weird at first. Felt like I was leaning forward a little bit. So it's kind of a cool sensation. I dropped 15 seconds off my mile time with these. What I'm accrediting that to is what I noticed is when I started to just rock just a little bit forward, it's almost like I tilted like super fast, like my body would lean. It's a hard sensation to describe, but it's almost like these shoes help you just spring naturally toward your toes and off of your toes. So I noticed that right away. It was a little weird to get used to, but once I started running, it was super awesome. I noticed I was getting a lot more pop in my stride, and that's why I really love these. And so that's just something to notice. I love it. After I got used to it, I haven't had a problem. Now when I put them on, I just walk and go normal. And then I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you the inside. I have a light on here just to get us this a little bit better. Get that. The inside, the insole, you'll hear me rave about these. I'm going to come up real close here. But the insole here, you can see I don't even know what those are, those little dots that stick up. It's one of the most comfortable insoles that I've ever worn. just to be upfront with y'all. Even in their Adapt trainer, it says it's like acupressure. You can go on their website, which again, I do have a link below for these shoes. So if you're gonna buy these shoes, it's gonna save you 10%, I believe, on them, but also support the channel. So I'd appreciate that. But in there, it's got like acupressure. It helps spread out the surface area, and it like massages the foot as you use it. It's so unique, and I love it, and I'm excited to see where they take it, to be honest with you. So to rate this overall, I haven't run yet off of just concrete. I've just run on concrete on a treadmill. I absolutely love them. I don't know if I'll, typically when I go off of concrete, I wear barefoot shoes because that's what those are designed for. But I love these. I would rate these definitely a 5 out of 5 on a 5-star review, and I did on their website. So I really like these. I know they have some cool colors coming out too. Really like them. Maybe over time, the only thing that they could really update is maybe making the sole a little bit more, the outer sole, a little bit more adaptive. It's pretty firm, which is okay. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's awesome in that way. But maybe they can make it a little bit more adaptive, making it a little bit lighter. It's still a pretty light shoe. You can see it's just very rigid in that sense. There's not a lot of flexion or movement in the outer sole. So that would be the only suggestion I have for future shoe. But again, it's a 5-star review for me. Definitely one of the most comfortable shoes that I've worn running thus far. Let's go into the Adapt trainers. So these are very stylish. You're gonna see that they have a lot more mobility in them. That's the first thing that jumped out to me. A lot more mobility. This is where I wear in the practice. They're stylish shoes. I wear them out, all of those things. I don't wear these in the gym yet. I'm gonna explain that in a second. I would love to make the Adapt trainers or the high top Adapt trainers my in-gym shoe because of how they look. They look awesome. There's just one thing that's holding me back still from doing that, and I'll explain that in a moment. First things, they're designed to be, they say they're designed to be like a casual shoe and a gym shoe, like kind of in between. So a couple of things that I'll point out first is if you're gonna order these, I'd order a half size up. What I notice is I ordered like 10, so a 10 in the Adapt runner. These fit perfectly fine. I've done it in barefoot shoes where I actually sized down in barefoot shoes, but these, I found that my toe was coming right to the end, especially on my right foot. So I'd go about a half size up. And I know their team's really good too if you send stuff back, so that's really cool. The big thing with this, it's got the same inner sole. I'm gonna see if I can show you all this. Technology, again, this is probably one of the best things that you can have in a shoe. I absolutely love it. It feels great. I do about 10-hour days on my feet, on concrete, walking around, adjusting people, walking around, sitting, standing, showing people exercise, all these different things. And these shoes are awesome. You're gonna see the outer sole is also very adaptive too. I like that. It makes it very flexible. I can always curl it down. So I could see this being very beneficial if they do one thing for working out, and that is making it a wider toe box. You can see that toe box is not very wide at all, right? It's wider than I would say maybe a normal shoe, like a Nike shoe, Adidas shoe, something like that. But if you're used to wearing barefoot shoes, this is not going to be a wide toe box, okay? So that's really my big knock and why I don't give this one a 5-star review. That is my only knock on this shoe. I'd rate it a 4.5. If it had a wider toe box, I believe the shoe would be pretty perfect for their first gen. And so that's always my request to them, is a wider toe box. It is wider than normal shoes. I'll say that again. It is not a wide toe box according to like barefoot shoes. And you can even look, I'm gonna do a side-by-side here of the Adapt trainer versus the Adapt runner, and you're gonna see that there is a difference. Let's see if you can see that from your guys' view. You can see that there is, I know it looks subtle is the word, I'm trying to get this lined up. But you can see that there's actually a pretty good chunk that makes this quite a bit wider on the runner. So that would really be my big knock on this shoe, is if they can make that toe box wider, let those feet, that big toe really spread out. That would be awesome for a gym shoe for me, as well as a casual shoe, and I'd have no problem making these my everyday shoe. Overall, I absolutely love Flux. I'm excited for what they're creating. Again, for the Adapt trainers, I hope that they widen that toe box just a little bit more to get that real wide toe box, and just really excited to see where they go from here, because these shoes are also made in America. If you've ordered barefoot shoes before, you order them from Europe, you're paying like twice as much. These are about half the cost of that. And again, I have a link below that gets you 10% off. Also support my channel. And so again, really the big thing with this is if they can really widen that toe box, then I'm gonna be happy to make it not only just my everyday shoe, but also transition to using it all at the gym. And I'll probably be exclusively a Flux Footwear. Ooh, that was cool. Flux Footwear just because of how awesome these shoes are. There's nothing really like them as far as that insole, again, and just the way that they look. That's always the other thing. So I hope you guys like this review. If you guys have any questions, leave comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. And again, if you want a 10% off, use the code below and you can get 10% off and also support the channel. So thank you very much. Hope you all enjoy, and let me know if you end up getting a pair of Flux Footwear, what you think and what your thoughts are.